Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
Oh man, so crisp. So crisp that intro.
It's tight. It's so tight.
Tight as book. Tight AF.
This is going to be the start of at least two more episodes where we marvel at our own audio clip that starts it.
Yeah, and Neil, we recorded it 7 times, and Neil probably had to patchwork the best 7.
That was my fault because it was late. We did it after a show, and I couldn't stop doing stupid accents.
A weird fucking foghorn, leghorn. I said, we're here to shoot the shit. And I was kind of hoping we ended up using that one.
I thought that it might come around. Maybe it will one day. Who knows? Maybe it's thrown away, and I'll have to say live on the podcast.
I mean, he still has, yeah. You still have the recording.
I still have
Never
Foghorn
dies.
Leghorn in my heart. Don't worry.
Well, hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, if you're, I want to start doing this up front. Hey, if you're watching us live or later, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Smash it.
We're so close to passing my personal page, which I've had for 10 years now.
We really need to prove that I'm at least a marginal draw more than you doing this podcast by yourself.
That's true. And notice, hey, unlike all those other greedy YouTube pages, I didn't ask you to like it. I just asked you to subscribe. I'm not here to try to force a feeling on you.
We assume you won't like everything that we do.
I prefer. I don't want to be for. I only want like 51% of any given audience to like me. So like
it's
I
like
know
a slight controlling
majority. I'm like good enough for the so I like proves that I'm good, but like I don't want to be for everyone because that's usually watered down crap.
I agree. And we were just kind of saying this before the podcast started, like with like attitude and stuff. I'd much rather be like that 52%, but not have it be the same people. Like I don't want it to be like when I'm doing jokes, my whole act, I don't want the same 52% to be laughing. I want to be able to cross into that, take some things out. Oh, you said something I don't like, but then some other people would like, if I'm not crossing those barriers between like making you laugh, but not always being on your side, then I don't think I'm doing a good enough job as a comic.
You got to do it like the wave.
Yeah.
Like don't fucking stand up and do that shit during my set, but like, that's how I want the laughter pattern.
If you can like offend / make people laugh in like a rolling wave like that, that's skill. That's talent. I think I have a new comedy goal.
You'd probably have to like, see, this is where you'd run into trouble. They're like, can you put this ethnicity over here? And then that's where you get into some fucking like organizing people.
The easiest way would be segregation.
Yeah.
Right?
If you
and then just hit each identity as you stack them in the audience. That's not what I'm talking about, although that would be an easy way.
I'm talking about your persecution now, but you're going to love like, I'm going to say something that relates to you.
Yeah, you just look at the other side. They're like, don't worry, I'm going to blame them on owning the record companies later. Or something. We'll get to something you want to talk about.
Oh man, so we did get a few new followers this week. And,
hey, all right, thank you.
But we also, I wouldn't call it hate mail, but one interesting comment that I did, because I want to address everyone that takes the time to comment, because I want you to feel seen.
This is an open dialogue, discourse. Yeah.
This is hate mail addressed towards Neil, actually, our producer.
Wow. Okay. I'm very interested in this.
I don't like the format. It looks like you're sitting on each other's laps.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah. I'm glad that this person went out of their way.
Hey,
no, Dave. I'm saying
one of
that
our
I'm
listeners.
I'm happy that they're being heard and seen.
Yeah.
And this is what you guys look like, and you do look like you're sitting on each other's laps.
It looks like I've got my legs like poked right out over your.
Yeah.
Well, no. First, if you're facing each other, it's not called lap sitting. It's called straddling.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is the problem with this email. We're not sitting on each other's laps. We're straddling each other. Okay.
Hey guys,
We're not close. So
this is all the more reason for them to really give you a subscribe all the money that they have, and then we
Yes.
get a big studio.
Yes.
That's really what I think he's asking. That's what he's saying, I think.
Neil, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you correctly diagnosed that. They're
Just got-
saying
yeah.
we should be big time. We all should be big time. We should have a giant studio. We need your money for that. And I'm
Or
pointing
next
directly
week,
at the
I
camera.
think that should,
Documentary style, we have you all the way zoomed out where I can see your feet.
like
I think that should be the Patreon though, where we just do the entire episode again, but we're sitting on each other's laps.
I thought the Patreon was going to just be feet. Actually, I
Yeah.
thought that was what we were going to do.
We gotta, now that I know what a Patreon is, I have to, because for a while I just thought Patreon was just a thing where you just put your podcast. But then I was on a podcast and then I did the podcast and they're like, okay, you want to stick around for the Patreon? And I said, what the fuck did we just do? So-
I know, like, I don't understand Patreon completely. Like, like, it's cool that you can, like, pay people directly to make things that you want, but it's still a little too close to Kickstarter to me. Like, I've never seen this on Patreon, but with Kickstarter, it's like, you want to make something, like make a movie, but you're competing against every child that has cancer on that website. Like, you have to literally go and essentially say, hey, this sci-fi movie that's been kicking around in my head for 10 years deserves to be made a little more than Billy deserves that chemotherapy treatment. You know, I just don't
I gotta
get
see
it.
what his fridge artwork looks like. 'Cause if we have great art now, or we invest in great art for the future.
And well, I guess that is more Patreon than Kickstarter, where you're investing in future content. Like Kickstarter, they're kind of, well, I guess that's a future, but they tell you what they're making. They're like, invest in this Kickstarter and we will make a movie. We will make a board game or whatever the hell they're making. With Patreon, it's like, hey, just keep paying us money so we can keep on doing what we do. Right? Isn't that it? Isn't it
I
like
mean,
a
no, like,
Well,
sequence?
yeah, that's
No, not really at all. Like
Oh, really?
Patreon's like your personal podcast store, like where you go to do exclusive stuff.
Okay.
Like, it's
you
like,
have your
it's like
regular
OnlyFans.
podcast. Yeah, so there's
Oh,
extra
okay.
OnlyFans took the same Patreon model, but for
Yeah.
titties and feet, dude.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
That explained it perfectly. Thank you, Neil.
Very well.
You know exactly how to explain it to me. Like porn. Can you bring it to porn? I get it now. Okay.
Every time.
So just try to find it for free on Google.
Yeah, basically. Just wait until someone hacks our private podcast stuff and uploads it onto torrent sites, I think is.
All right, so when we do this lap sitting thing, who's the top?
I feel like just on weight management alone, it's got to be you. I don't want it to be because it's going to be more uncomfortable for me and my legs fall asleep sometimes when my girlfriend's sitting on my lap. So I probably got to see a doctor about that. But for an
I
hour,
think-
after an hour, and I got to hear the news while my like right leg's tingling, and I don't know.
See, the weight thing is like, and I also because your stomach more covers the crotch region, so nothing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on like nothing's poking into me, probably.
I like that you're either your high estimation of my gut or your small estimation of what it's covering. But I got some room here. Listen, you'd feel something, all right? I'm not coming on you. I'm just saying as a statement of fact, you'd feel something.
Fair enough. Man, this is. How much do we charge for this? The
this is-
Patreon's normally $1, right?
This is the kind of spicy content you'd get on our Patreon.
They could see me better if you sat on, like, because I have the height thing. I feel like
You're a
I
little
could,
taller
I
than
could
me.
rest my head on the top of your head, maybe.
We could like rest our heads together, form almost like part of a carton of eggs or something.
Ooh, that would be way. Yeah, we could charge way more for that if
Yeah,
we're like
hell
a
yeah.
carton of eggs.
We're in yeah, right.
Fuck yeah.
And we're in like fetish content territory too. There's got to be someone that would be into like bald heads lined up. You
Oh,
know that's a
there's-
kink somewhere. You know.
Yeah, bald. I mean, that's like chicks that want to get pregnant, right? Because bald dudes are fucking full of testosterone.
That's what
right?
like the nature journals say is that this is nature's way of saying like
Well, Nature
I can-
Journal's not a testosterone.
The nature
fucking-
journals.
Yeah.
You know.
Boy, you just
Those
fucking,
nature journals, I'm reading. Thank you for calling me out on that. Obviously,
Yeah.
I do some real serious reading of all the nature
nature
journals.
journals. Is that like fucking Walden?
No,
What the-
nature journals. You know, you buy them at the store, you take them out into the woods, and you leave them there.
Yeah,
Nature
like
journals.
GQ, nature.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah, you got it.
Oh, your prom date. No, no. Nature journals.
Nature journals. That's
Jesus
look like
Christ.
we got that. Look like we got the title of this episode. Nature journals.
The fucking nature
Yeah,
journal.
you go, you see some bird activity, and you know.
You journal it.
you
yeah,
journal-
you
yeah.
journal it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
That's great.
Yeah.
Man,
I've seen you out there in the wilderness
I
with your
have.
journal. Yeah.
Just talking about cream pie, and then you fucking dry up every pussy in a 10-mile radius talking your nature journals.
You're right. I'm sorry. I really did ruin the pussy train we were building here.
Hey, I don't think we have a single
no, we do.
outside of your girlfriend
And my girlfriend. Thank you, Arden.
and my
Good to-
mom.
Thanks for
I don't
listening.
think we have a single female listener.
Yeah, your
So
mom-
I fucked all our listeners, huh? Jeez.
I mean, she doesn't have anything
couldn't
else
resist.
going on. No, I mean,
Hi, Ms. Primiano.
no, she never took the name. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Maiden name.
they were never in love. But
That's why my mom never took my dad's name either. We have more in common. How
I
about
don't.
that?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I
mean, I need. I need to put my name on things.
I have no desire to like have kids or anything like that, but I don't think I would give my name up. That's where I do feel I have that like male thing where it's like it's my name. But I wouldn't ask
No, but
like
yeah,
my
that's
girl
what-
to give her name up either.
Oh.
So
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want mine.
it's my
Fuck it,
name. Yeah, it's my name.
You can't just. You could taking your gallivanting around last name. No, you're fucking.
I wouldn't even change my name to help my career, so I'm definitely not changing it.
What are you talking
Just
about? We've
for a
already
marriage.
established that you were D'Aprile.
D'Aprile, yeah. It's fun. It's great having to write one of my first jokes addressing the fact that every host got my name wrong. So
All good.
yeah, you know. But speaking of, there are a lot of names got wrong during award shows this year. You know, always messing with those. This is the most ham-fisted segue I've ever done in my
Hey,
life.
go
They
for it,
sure
baby.
do mess names up at award ceremonies. And speaking of award ceremonies,
Don't-
the Grammys. The Grammys happened this week.
I am excited to talk about this.
Yeah, did you watch?
No, not for a second. I think the last time I watched the Grammys was you're gonna have to go crazy on the Google. So you're gonna hear a lot of who the fuck is that? I think 2013. That's the last time I watched. I remember because I watched the whole thing. Because they're like, hey, we got a special performance from 9 Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age with Dave Grohl drumming.
That's
And
awesome.
it was at the fucking end of the telecast, and they cut it off halfway through.
Oh,
Said,
really?
never again.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know who anybody is. I just named Queens of the Stone Age is the most recently formed band
Oh God.
that I listened to, and they formed
wow.
in 1998.
Yeah, that's really bad.
I like them enough though that I used to say I don't listen to anything after 1996, and then I really got into that. I'm like, all right, I set the parameters to 98 now. But
Hey, Songs for the Deaf is worth it. It's worth extending it for 2 years. That's like a perfect album. I assume that's the one you're talking about in '98, if I had to guess.
no, that wasn't their first. That was probably
Songs for the Deaf. It might have been 2000.
Their first album was
maybe.
just self-titled.
Okay.
But yeah, this was. But they're still going.
They're great.
Yeah,
They're still going strong, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we just got a bunch of. We got Lizzo's out, and she won. Okay.
She won for About Damn Time. Okay, that makes sense.
What is?
Yeah, I've got the breakdown
Oh, great.
based
Awesome.
on category. So if you guys just want to roll in, I'll be able
Okay,
to.
yeah. So, okay, I do know that this was like pretty contentious. Harry Styles won. And even like while he was giving his speech, people were screaming out because they thought that Beyonce deserved to win. Which, like, first of all, like, can we please stop interrupting events for Beyonce? She doesn't need it. She doesn't
Especially-
need us to
yeah.
interrupt people. for her.
Especially since she peaked with Destiny's Child.
I mean, yeah. She. I feel like that was some of her best work. But we peaked in the '90s. So.
Yeah, I was in high school when I Destiny's Child stuck out like a fucking sore thumb in my CD collection. But I fucking after school fucking blared it in the parking lot.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of balls and their pockets full grown. Which for a while I thought did she just say their cock is full grown? I had to like go to the CD book.
What do they say?
Their pockets full grown.
Oh, okay, sure. They mean their cock. What's next to the pocket?
I assumed it meant money, but I guess they're
Yeah, it's right there.
Their
You know what
wallet?
I mean, yeah. No, you know what they're talking about. Destiny's
hope
Child
so.
knew what was up.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce. I think is way overhyped. I think she's good, but also overhyped at the same time. She's one of those artists. But I feel like it was just crazy how like people like I don't like Harry Styles either, but at the same time, Beyonce got like 8 awards that night, and she didn't get one, and they were like, she was robbed.
So there's too many. What's the award? Like, what's the end of the? Because I saw they had record and album, and I don't know what the difference is between the two of them.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, I don't know either. But I think album is the one that everybody cares about. That's the best picture of the
Album
Grammys.
of the year
Yeah.
seems to be what Google's
But
just reading
what-
up, right? So you have this is the song category, then you have album. That's the Harry Styles,
Right.
Harry's House, which
Harry-
won.
Okay.
ABBA
Against,
was nominated.
Hey,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
I guess
Who doesn't love
Beyonce-
ABBA?
Yeah, I guess with Drake, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, the Renaissance
Yeah.
that lost.
I unironically rock out to ABBA every now and then.
Oh, DJ Khaled was nominated. He was like acting out in the audience, but in like a good way. He was like
Okay.
jumping up and down, cheering for people who like beat him. I gotta say, it's the nicest thing I've ever seen DJ Khaled do.
Now is Harry? So Harry's House is the album, not Olivia.
It's also the
Wilde's
last-
house because he broke that.
Also, Harry's House is the last thing you see if you're a groupie that leaves a concert with him. So
Boom.
Yeah.
Is
I don't know if
I
he
don't
has
know
any.
his good-
I think he's actually a very nice guy, but
is
I
he
like to believe that they're all.
Is he
sex
still
freaks.
with that Olivia? Because isn't he isn't he that who Olivia Wilde was banging when she was still married to Ted Lasso?
Yes, I think so. That's why he served her with divorce papers and the most petty divorce of all time, which I respect. Yeah, and Harry Styles also dated Taylor Swift, who I talked about enough on the last podcast, but he dated her for a little while. I'm a bit of a Swiftie, so that you're gonna have to.
That
understand.
sounds like you're a Stylesy, to whatever the fuck they call it. Oh, are you just looking up all his conquests?
I just wanted to bring that up for you, so you know.
There you
No,
go.
it was just
Yeah.
confirmation. Yeah, Wilds is the correct one.
Harry Styles, I'm sure, is a nice guy, but like Jason Sudeikis, he's like wonderful.
I mean,
I would be there for Jason. In his heartbreak. That's how much I like him.
I think that means he's good as Ted Lasso. I don't know if that's him as the person.
That's true. Maybe I am just attributing too much Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
He generally plays a wholesome guy, though, in almost every role that he plays. Maybe if he's like an asshole, he's kind of like just smarmy, but still like.
He was a drug dealer in We're the Millers. He was the asshole one of Horrible Bosses. Where's this good Jason Sudeikis you're talking about? He needed British writers with their ability to craft fucking great relationships. Europeans do that so much better than us.
That's true. He also kind of pioneered that like good guy main character thing. We were stuck in anti-heroes for like a really long time, and then Jason Sudeikis came around, and he made it okay. He made it okay to just be an unambiguously positive, like good character, and you could carry a show that way.
Okay, I guess he kind of like got the baton. He was never like a movie star.
He came right from SNL, really. Yeah.
Yeah, he never starred like I'm thinking. You had like the stoner group were like the Seth Rogenites, and then did James Franco's little head lap situation break up their thing, or they all just like Jonah Hill wanted to be like, hey, look at me, I'm woke now, and I'm going to make shitty movies about race relationships.
You describe it as if you were the president of NYU, which I like. His little head lappy incident. What he did was bad. Not the worst relative, but still, I mean, pretty bad.
I don't know the full details.
He was sleeping with underage students, so there was consent, but you can't really give consent if you're underage. So it's like one of those things where it's like it's not as if he's not Harvey Weinsteining people, but he's still not good.
I mean,
Like,
rape
he's
is
still
rape
not a
is
good
rape.
dude. Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't violent. I guess that would be the people. He was just doing regular rape.
You probably don't want this clip set aside of you saying one rape is better than the other.
No, you're right. This is why live. I realized as I saying it, the live. This is where my career ends yet again.
I know. We really thought it was going to be me.
I know. In the perspective of like in bad, there are levels of bad. I'm saying his level of bad higher than most of the rapists we know. He's still a rapist.
Okay, so he's like one and more outer circle
like a Louis
Dante's Inferno hell setup situation.
with like a Louis C.K. on the far outside end. They never laid hands on anybody, but he did take advantage of people, and like harm people. Like he's deeper into the levels of rapist hell.
Above or below Justin Roiland?
Oh
Above,
man,
right?
Above.
No,
Okay,
wait,
no, I don't know what
Justin never
I know.
did
Wait,
anything, but
did he? Because I know he was. So he was like domestic violence.
Right.
Yeah.
He was
As
brought
I
up
made
on
that an
charges
adjective.
previously.
He being all domestic violency and shit.
No, yeah, I'm not entirely sure of everything that Justin Roiland did. If he hit people, I would say that he's worse because he's been committing violence rather than like what is essentially a consensual relationship with someone who we've legally agreed cannot provide consent. Okay.
I'm just putting together a bracket.
No, it's
for March
fine. I
Madness,
feel
so-
that.
Do we have to break out? I know we don't want a paper trail. I was saying we could break out the dry erase board and make a little chart.
It's bad enough that it's going to be like comedians make light by ranking. Like you think that rank is bad?
Yeah,
you should see the rank bank episode.
Wait, we never had a rank bank episode where we ranked the different kinds of rape. I mean, I'm up for anything. He's a little bit more.
A little timid.
He checks me.
Yeah.
He checks me.
See, this is why you like this. Is say here's the guy that not only won't check you, will derail a conversation about the Grammys in a way that destroys both of our careers. No, but the Grammys.
Careers.
Yeah, I know, right? You can't really derail a train that never got on the track.
Get on the sides and push while it's still fucking stuck at this.
But I think Harry Styles, for everything I hear, he's a good guy. So I got nothing against him. I feel like it's unfair the way that they're coming at him. They're coming at him and saying it's like racist that he won and stuff like that. I don't understand it. Like Beyonce won everything. She's Beyonce. No one's taking anything away from Beyonce by not awarding her something.
Yeah. And it's all shit too.
Well, yeah, that too. You didn't watch it. I watched some of it, but it was hard because like the Grammys make me feel my age. Like you said, I don't know half of the people, and I try to pay attention, but fucking some of these people I've never heard before.
But yeah, I mean, every time, like for a while, I was looking up. I'd hear, oh, this is the next big name, and I don't like. I know. I'm gonna.
The hottest new artist is apparently. Yep.
Samara Joy.
Well, I didn't expect to know any.
And Luke Kincaid's in the chat. He just wants to know what dance. I'm just talking about getting off the Grammys, just forcing it in here. He's just, what's Dan's hat from? And then he says, it's a nice hat, Dan.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's new.
Fucking Luke. Yeah. No. This guy. Why does he have to interrupt with
I don't
fucking
know.
style tips? I have a video of me doing because I used to do the jokes on stage, and one night I forgot my glasses, and halfway through the video, where's your glasses? Like, we talk, like, I don't just fucking run right out the door. I mean, I wait like 20 minutes, but use that 20-minute window to ask me about my fucking glasses, not when I'm on goddamn stage.
That's great.
We love Luke, though. We'll
We
get
love
him on the
Luke.
show.
Yeah, Luke Kincaid is a hilarious comedian who will be on the show
do
one
like a
day.
Q&A after for all Luke's questions.
Yeah, I'll throw together an ensemble that you can just who are you wearing? Speaking of the Grammys.
There you go. Now we're back in the
Oh,
set.
Luke, if you were a better comedian, you would have phrased it that way.
Hey, you leave him alone. He's complimenting my hat.
It's Black History Month. We'll be cool to Luke.
Yeah.
But
We've only got like 20 more days.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Luke. This hat, it looks like the Whataburger logo. It was just something I bought online, and it's fuzzy. It's cool. I'll let you rub it when I see you next.
I do want to thank you for your service when you're wearing that hat.
Yeah, it looks like I did 2 tours of Hot Topic.
No,
in
you
this
did
hat.
fucking, yeah. That's like a war that everybody should have been dead for 200 years by now. But like,
Yeah, you
we
look like
still
a
got a
colonel
chance.
We still got a chance.
Yeah.
Napoleon's coming back.
You look like a colonel from a video game right now. I
Yeah.
love it, dude.
I'll take it, honestly.
The ghosts visit me every other night. It says, we are going to rise again.
Yeah, rise again is not a term I generally want linked with me. So.
Now Luke is making fun of the delay. Well, I commented this 15 minutes ago. I don't. Luke,
That's
That's
all right.
okay.
That's more Neil complaints. All right, so let's
It's
keep
okay.
it score.
Luke should be used to people
you
thinking,
commented it. That popped in the chat, Luke. Just so you know, it popped in at 8:20. It is now 8:24. So fuck off.
So for those
Luke should be used to people waiting 15
Yeah.
minutes to laugh at his remarks.
For those keeping
Oh,
score at
he's-
home, technical issue complaints 2. rape ranking complaints
Zero.
0.
So really, it's kind of on you guys
No, we're
for
inviting
encouraging
it.
us.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. Did you have other stuff that you were wondering, like, in terms of categories, or we got
That's okay.
country
So,
artists?
like Kelsey Ballerini. Oh, that's country. Well, I wouldn't know anything of that. Willie Nelson won for country. How about that?
Yeah,
The guy's like
his
90
album.
years
Yeah,
old.
well, Ozzy Osbourne won for
I
best
know there was a
rock.
couple there that
Which-
were.
And he has already stepped down and said he wasn't. He's too
Well, he's done.
debilitated to perform now with his age and drug use and stuff. He's not going to perform anymore. So maybe
Yeah.
this was this. I wonder if this was. I haven't heard this song. I wonder if the song deserved it or if it was like a Scorsese.
Patient number 9 solid. I hear it because I don't have Spotify or wait, we're on Spotify. I have Spotify, love
There
it,
you go. There you go.
but sometimes I'm all thumbs in the car and just have to listen to the radio. And yeah, I've heard it on the radio. It's
okay.
I don't know these other.
Idols is good. I've listened to Idols before. They're a good band. I mean, Elvis Costello. These are all like it feels like
Spoon.
these were voted on.
Is that the same Spoon from the fucking 90s?
Yeah, they never went anywhere. Yeah,
That song was the tits.
they never
Fucking-
went anywhere. They're still around. Yeah, this is the song that like everybody loves. The Sam Smith song with Kim Petras. That's like you've heard it. It's like
Kim-
"Daddy gone off at the body shop." Da, 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 da. You've never heard that one?
called
It's
Unholy,
everywhere.
just for the people
Maybe.
at home.
I don't. I feel like I only know one Sam Smith song, because we did the song for we did the ranking for best Oscar-winning songs
Okay.
for the past decade, and he had a song in James Bond,
Okay.
and it was easily the worst of the James Bond, because it's a fine song if you don't attribute it to James Bond. 'Cause
Oh,
it's just
right.
like I'm so fucking whiny, and like, dude, this is James Bond. You got to be debonair. You got to be
Yeah.
fucking macho.
Yeah.
How's Adele fucking more macho? Like,
Yeah. If you're
just a
being
skinny Adele. No,
yeah,
sorry.
if you're being outmanned by
I love
Adele,
all
that's a
Adele.
problem.
I love all Adele.
I like thick Adele. I got to be honest. Skinny Adele's fine, but like thick Adele.
Yeah, she's there she is.
Hey, well, no, that's
That's
Lizzo.
I
Lizzo.
knew that.
Which
No, that's Adele. Everyone knows that's Adele. Adele's a black woman. I've known that forever. It's a British.
I
person.
thought.
Adele's gotten a lot
First
of
of all, I
work done.
heard Adele before I ever saw
No, I'm kidding.
Adele,
There's
and
Adele.
I
There she is.
was shocked she was white.
That's a lot. Of
Oh
I
yeah,
did
from her
not know-
voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
But I'm glad you brought Lizzo. Lizzo won. She won something pretty
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
The hearts and minds of white women across America.
I don't know. I know the one song. Da, 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 da,
Oh
da.
yeah.
I don't see.
She's good. Lizzo's really good. She makes great pop music. I got to give it to her.
I enjoyed the song, but
Yeah.
this isn't like I don't like this sacred cow status she's achieved. That is not.
That's problematic.
I'm saying she everything, any criticism that you can throw her way gets attributed to body shaming.
Right.
And I don't, because like she'll be like twerking here, twerking there, and then people are like, she shouldn't be doing that, and then people are like, stop fat shaming, and I'm thinking she's doing it at like a fucking Olive Garden, like she's doing it right by the salad buffet. Fucking, that's not sanitary. That has nothing. I don't want a fucking skinny girl doing it. I don't want
Yeah.
a big girl. Like,
You're
I
not
don't
being
want-
racist. You're being prudish.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
No, do it away from the salad bar.
Yeah. We don't want
No, I
booty
get it.
flakes next to
Yeah,
them.
she did
Yeah,
it at
no, I
like,
get it,
a
I get it.
Lakers game. That's
Yeah.
That's
It's not appropriate to be twerking at a
yeah,
Lakers
and I
game.
know it's for some families, but I think if families want to bring their kids to twerking events, that should be its own separate event.
Yeah.
That you bring, like, it's not at a public event.
No, I get it. Twerking in general has been very mainstreamed to the point where people like almost don't even regard it as like a sexual thing. And people just twerk anywhere, and it's like you're clapping your booty cheeks.
I
Like
mean,
that's
yeah.
pretty sexual.
That it's less because so many people do it wrong.
Yeah.
There's like a 1%er of the twerkers that just. I don't even need porn right now. That's how fucking enjoyable.
You can just listen like ASMR to the
Right,
claps.
right.
Yeah,
Just
there
that,
you go.
just
No,
that.
no, I'd
Neil, you
rather-
guys can't see it, but Neil just clapped his
Yeah.
cheeks there. It was
Just
very
glad that's me
impressive.
doing it, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
I had to say the three of us, you'd probably be the worst twerker.
Really?
Well, just because you
Interesting.
got
Yeah,
your
you don't. You're skin and bone.
yeah. For those of you who can't
Oh, wow,
see
that's
Neil, he's
interesting.
he's like a fit guy, way fitter than Dave and I. So he doesn't have the junk in the trunk.
Right. Got you.
I mean-
Okay, interesting.
mine's not like mine sags more these days, but but in my earlier days, like I lost it before twerking became a thing, and that's it's one of my biggest
Taken out of
regrets
your
in life.
It's sad. It's
Taken
sad.
out of your prime, man. That
It would have been
sucks.
great on our Patreon. That's
Oh,
that's
that's-
why I'm sad.
I know, on each other while
Twerking on each other's laps.
fucking. I forgot which way we were sitting, facing
I'm
each other,
facing- yeah,
straddling or
with
straddling or sitting.
You would think I would be good at twerking, carrying this extra weight, but I'm Irish and Scottish, which means I have no ass. So none of my weight gains in my ass, so I can't. I've got the unfortunate position of like being big in the middle, and then it tapers into like a flat Irish ass. So I can't
Man,
really twerk either.
worst of all worlds.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm old and I'm my bones are stiff and brittle, so I can't get that can't put my back into it the way you need to when you're twerking, you know?
It's true. I hate to break it to the listeners. I think this is just going to be a twerk free podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, that's
I did
true.
not sign up for a twerk-free podcast, dude.
I mean, you
need
have
twerking.
you have what 6 other podcasts.
You're right. Jay Yoder can.
You
twerk.
can twerk on the Father's podcast
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Jay Yoder and Al Davis.
There you go. Here's an example of what you don't want your daughter to grow up doing. Or something. Yeah.
I like it.
Being on
Although-
a podcast.
Yeah. Nailed it. I was about to say that's what 2040.
Yeah.
If you're not encouraging your daughters to twerk,
By
you-
2040, twerking will be like the Charleston though. People will look at twerking like, all right, Grandma, boring. I can see your butthole. Who cares?
I know. Can't even see her ankles.
Yeah, unless we go the other way and like DeSantis like gets like 5 terms and we all have to dress in like buttoned up to the neck shit. But I don't think so. I think we got a whore future ahead of us. The whores are going to rise.
I know. It's just there's time like we're talking about music, and I'm thinking I was born in the right decade, but then we talk about just the wonderful plethora of whores. When I'm too old and gross
Yeah.
to fucking capitalize on it now.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm
We've aged out of the whore.
I'm not going to
generation.
trend better all
No.
of a sudden.
No, I mean Leo's trying his best, and even he's getting dragged, and that's Leonardo DiCaprio. Now I don't, 19's young for a 47-year-old or whatever, but he's getting dragged. You got no hope with these whores. You know?
I mean, I don't want that. I don't know. I see because I thought when I was younger, man, I'd love to when I was like 20, man, I'd love to fucking get old and do like an Anna Nicole Smith situation. But they just look like children to me.
Yeah.
But actually, this is the chick right here.
Yes, that is the model that Leo.
She
is
doesn't look
dating.
19 at all.
Yeah, I only saw one picture of her where she does look really young, but it's like a candid of her and him at a party, and he doesn't have any makeup on. And I think that he looks like a bloated, pushing 50 guy. And in the contrast, it definitely is like, damn. That one, yeah, doesn't look so bad because she's like, it's her model.
Yeah, but he's
pics.
also making a Western right now. He's going to come, no, like with The Revenant, he was fucking looking gross for a little while.
That's true.
But then, post-production, fucking Leo the Dream fucking
Just goes out and
came
does
back.
it.
I hope he does this forever.
I do too,
Because
honestly.
it's all legal.
Right, and it's a way to be a villain only to people's like personal mores, their own personal sexual mores, because ultimately you have to agree that someone's an adult at some time, whether or not you like it. That's 18. I sure would like to not send 18-year-olds over to like die in wars and shit. But since we say that they can do that,
Unless
they
I'm
should be
dating
able to.
him and they linger around too long.
Yeah, unless
And
they
it's
turn-
like, Jesus.
Right, unless they turn 26 and you don't want to break up with them, then send them over
Go
there.
step on a landmine somewhere. You're cramping my style. You think
That's
you're the only-
I wonder if Leo does that. Like his girlfriends they turn 25 and he's like, "Hey, like this nation needs you." Yeah. Well, look, we grew up in a generation, right or wrong, where that was viewed as like what rock stars do, what like big time actors do, is that you get big, and that they used to call it the life. And it wasn't the life that you had to live, because plenty of actors like Tom Hanks and stuff got into like long-term relationships. But like some actors just lived that. They were partying all the time. They were sleeping with like young women. Unfortunately, like, because it was the 80s, some of them were like laws. But, you know, that's where you look back and you go, yeah, maybe we should have curbed a little bit of that.
Yeah, you just keep talking yourself into a rape hole. And I know rape hole has a very different definition depending on who you're asking.
Yeah, it's actually the name of our Patreon. Yes, no, but listen, that's because I struggle when it comes down to like a 47 and a 19. I'll defend people dating people in their 20s and stuff, because I feel like there's really no difference. People are going to say like, how can you date a 23-year-old? And it's like, yeah, that's young, but like 23 and 27, you know, they're more mature, but the age is not that different. 19, that's a teenager. I do feel like, but I also feel across the board that teenagers shouldn't be able to be drafted. They shouldn't, you know, be able to vote. Yeah, you heard me, Luke Kincaid. No, you're like 23 or something.
So
But-
you think they need like a certain amount of credits too to
yeah. I don't mind raising the bar for what we consider a legal adult. I think we probably should, considering a society now kind of like infantilizes 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. People don't really look at you as being an adult until you turn like 21, 22 anyway. So why don't we just codify that as a legal thing all the way? And then maybe that would shut up some of these people. Because like if we could codify Leo right now is doing something illegal, I think people would have a little more leg of a stand on than when they're like, oh, well, she's 19-year-old's an adult. Yeah, well, in that case, it is barely. You know, like you probably can't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn about
she's
it.
not. I don't think at this point everybody knows who DiCaprio is.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone's going to get to it. Like, this is the guy from that fucking movie you watched as a kid in the most romantic movie ever.
Yeah.
And you get a fucking shot just to do stuff with.
Yeah.
Am I talking weird? Like, am I speaking
No.
for women now? Like,
Well, right, because
this is-
I feel like that's part of it is that we can't escape coming from it from a guy's perspective. And if someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, would you like to spend a week in like the south of France with international superstar Leonardo DiCaprio?" I would not consider myself a victim, even if they were like, "Yeah, he's gonna grab your ass a few times." I'd be like, "Well, you know, I'm not thrilled about that part, but like."
how do we get that number up?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
Like,
I'm the biggest Leo fan there is. So.
No, I just think that it's like I like that he's doing it too, only precisely because he's not doing anything illegal. He's just doing something on the edge of morality, and it pisses people off that probably should be pissed off about real shit. And so I like anybody that gets people uptight about kind of fake bullshit that doesn't matter to their lives. Like, you can not like it, and you're probably valid not liking it in certain ways, but he could give a fuck because he's Leonardo DiCaprio, and I mean, I don't really believe this part, but he's better than you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's showing you by being like, what you care about doesn't matter to me, and I do respect that, even if I don't like the person.
I mean, all you have to do is look at his movie catalog. Like, he makes the right choices, and like this.
I mean, he does. He chooses
fucking-
a lot of great movies.
Yeah, this guy he makes a banger. Almost, there's not a decade since he's been alive that he hasn't been in a fucking all timer.
That's true.
I have to think. Neil's just looking up the biggest age couple differences.
Well, see, a lot of these that people don't care about because ultimately, like,
I think this was the
Man,
biggest.
why is Don
celebrity.
McClane doing in
Don
fucking?
McClane.
Don
Yeah,
McClane
I thought
and
you were trying to
Paris
get that.
Dillon.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest one I
Oh,
could
Paris.
find.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to
Paris
get that
Dillon.
American Pie.
I-
Hey, there you go. All right.
Ah.
Yeah, and then you got Dennis Quaid and Laurie's. I don't know French.
Yeah,
But he
but-
can't
see-
date women his age because the levee is dry. You know.
Boom.
There you go. There we
There
go.
we go. We're
Fuck.
doing, we're doing that.
Oh, that song is like 22 minutes long. We could probably do something with.
That's that song goes on for so long. Leo won't date it.
I mean, why wouldn't he date someone who's 23? This could be the day he dies.
But yeah, there's age gap relationships that people don't care about, and so I always find it funny that people care so much about a very specific type of age gap and could give a fuck about any of the other ones. Like we talked about Buzz Aldrin, 93-year-old man, he married a 60-year-old woman. Well, that's a 33-year-old age difference. Like, nobody seems to care. I believe that it's because it's all tied into what people like imagining other people having sex or don't like. And
It's-
people are like,
yeah.
ew, old people sex, go away, you can do that. But when they think about a gross old person having sex with a beautiful young person, it drives them insane, either from sour grapes or ew, old people are gross,
Yeah.
or just I don't like to think about it. But it never seems to happen the opposite way. Like when a woman is dating like a younger man, it's never ew, gross. It's good for you, you know? And so it's like funny that
Yas Queen.
Yeah.
Well, they have. Yeah, it's the woman version of the male version of cougar is rapist for some reason.
right. There is no male cougar. It's a gross scumbag is
But
the male cougar.
it did go the other like in the '90s with the Anna Nicole Smith. Wasn't she the one vilified for that back in the day?
She was.
So there was never, because she was the one, because she he had like children that were 50 years older than her.
Yeah.
And she came in and fucking took that inheritance.
Yeah.
Like so she. But
I
like,
support that. Secure the
Yeah.
bag. Get the money.
Get the
Fuck
bag.
it. She was giving him something. I can't imagine what. Some sort of pride, probably. And he got from him, she got millions and millions of dollars. That's a transaction. And I think that, well, specifically with Leonardo DiCaprio, all that shit's a transaction. So it's like you're gonna have this woman try to launch her career through Leo's fame. Well, that's a transaction. She knows what's gonna happen. She knows he's gonna dump her for someone else. She's getting something out of this. I never heard of this woman prior to this week, and as soon as he dumps her, she'll probably have a career, but you and me might never hear of her again because she's like a European model.
they're all models,
So-
and these
Yeah.
models are fucking. They're secure
You're-
in life without Leonardo DiCaprio. They're
You're
having
not
a,
allowed to. Sorry to interrupt, but you're not allowed to wear provocative hats anymore because Mike Stanley is that asked.
Hey,
is
Mike
that
Stanley.
a Wonder Woman hat? And
It,
you
it looks
missed
like a
it.
Whataburger hat. It's not from Whataburger, but that's the design, Mike. Thank you for noticing.
You're
This
too-
hat's getting
you're
some
too
getting
sexy,
some
dude.
chats.
I
I
know.
like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
hello, fucking team in the Super Bowl.
I know.
Yeah, does anyone
And-
have anything to say about a 15-year-old Eagles hat that was found at a
Hey.
railway station?
This hat is iconic.
Hey, listen, you've been wearing that and the Eagles have been winning, so I need you to never take that off.
I will when I go to sleep, but I know. Yeah, I'm rocking it to the show on Friday. I don't have to look good for it, right?
No.
Okay, good
Okay.
stuff.
We'll plug that at the end of the episode.
But I was so it went from vilified on the woman's side to vilified on the man's side, but that's like that's like 30 years ago. So is there like a happy medium in between where these couples are like, yes,
Yeah, probably.
it just went from one extreme to the other.
It did. The pendulum swung, and I think it swung a little too far. I think when it settles, it won't be back where it was when we were coming up in the 80s or 90s, but hopefully it'll go back a little further than, because my thing is I feel like there's a gross level to it, and I don't like, this is kind of what you said, like people don't take you seriously when you say this as a man. They think that you're just saying it because you want to have sex with young women, and I have an age gap in my relationship, so people tend to even make it more about like my personally defending myself. But no, I think it's a little gross when you strip agency away from an adult person. Now, I also think a 47-year-old dating a 19-year-old is creepy, but at some point you have to take a step back and say,
Yeah.
adults are going to do things that you don't like.
My philosophy on not just this, but on pretty much anything. Mind your own fucking. If it's
Yeah.
legal, mind your own fucking business.
Right. Or try to make it illegal. Fight to make it illegal. And then when it's illegal, I'll join you in
Yeah,
saying
but
that,
you
know,
can't
it's fucked up.
retroactive.
Right.
But
Or make like a citizens, like deputize yourself to make like citizens laws, you know, like I just don't, that always gets me, like even like I said, when I'm on the side of the people doing it, it makes me go, I don't know, like.
What's the biggest age gap you guys would go with a celebrity that you're attracted to?
with a celebrity,
Oh.
So like, yeah, what's the?
I don't, see, I've never, age gap never bothered me.
You're-
I dated someone that was
you're talking upward, right?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, sure, man.
I wasn't one of those fucking.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I've never. I'm proud to say I've never visited a countdown website for Millie Bobby Brown or Billie Eilish.
Or the Olsen twins
yeah,
or something.
well,
yeah.
they're the.
Those are the original weirdos we're counting down to. That is
But
weird.
Stephanie fucking grew up the hottest. But
I'm more of a Blossom guy myself. so.
I meant of the
Of the
Tanner
specific-
of
yeah,
the Tanner
I get
household.
you.
Blossom. wait, did she had You're talking about the friend on Blossom or Blossom herself?
I was talking about the friend, but I do have to admit, also Blossom. I like those Jewish chicks, you know. I like those girls. And she got a big hat, you know. I like that.
That's fair.
That's
Upward, though. Oof.
I know it's tough.
I wish we prepared for this.
I apologize.
Upward. Yeah, this would have been a good one to think about. Upward, I would date. Fuck, who would I date?
There was someone I feel like I just recently turned like 70 something.
I would. Were I single? My girlfriend's watching. I would bang everyone in 80 for Brady. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. They're hilarious.
That Jane
I respect
Fonda,
them.
yeah, still
Jane
looks
Fonda, Lily Tomlin still looks great.
Rita Moreno.
Yeah, hell yeah. Susan Sarandon, is
Sally
she the 4th
Fields.
one? Sally Field, yeah. But also, I'd bring
Sarandon,
Susan
yeah.
Sarandon in there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
or Sigourney Weaver. Yeah,
Sigourney Weaver, hell yeah.
She could. Who was it? Like, it surprised me. Was it like Regina Hall or?
Okay.
Like she's fucking. Because I guess she was in those movies when we were the scary movies when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her age? You're just on the image page, you fucking pervert.
Pam Grier, I mean,
Oh man.
100%. She can walk right up and get it, you know?
52? Okay, that's a 13-year difference.
Oh, heck
from
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, did you see the story about the guy who's dating? I guess she's 23, but she had that like tumor when she was younger. That
I just looked this up today.
pituitary, whatever.
Yes,
something.
I have
So she
seen this.
Has the body of what when she was 8.
Yeah,
or
8 or
whatever.
10 or something like that, but she's a fully grown adult mentally.
Which is why I'm less. It's weird, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you spend enough time with someone, eventually, if they like outwardly act like an adult, if for enough time, if you meet her on a blind date and they're like, I'm all in, you're fucking weird. But if you take the
Yes.
time to get to know her, eventually she'll probably stop looking like an 8-year-old to you. If you
Yeah.
can associate her mental age, like, so that means if they're connected on like that personal level.
Right, who cares? That man is dating a disabled woman. It's just a very weird,
know.
unusual disability. So I feel like it's funny too. I've seen the guy. I read an interview where there was like a picture of both of them.
Yeah, he's right here.
Guy's a beefcake. He's
Yeah, oh,
fucking
yeah,
hot.
I saw
Like
the-
I gotta say, like
the
she's doing
shirtless picture?
really well. Yeah, she's doing really well for herself for someone that looks like a child.
And she still, like, her face has a little bit of age to it. Like,
Yeah,
there's-
and I'm sure like that's the thing. Like her mannerisms have to be one of an adult. You know what I mean? She wakes up in the morning. She probably sighs with the like world weariness of someone that hates their life. You know, so I'm sure that when you get to know her, right, a lot of things kind of replace that initial like shock of what her voice sounds like and what she acts like. But yeah, I mean, come on. I saw a thing where she said,
But there's
it's
a
hard
lot
for
of,
her
yeah.
to date because a lot of people come up and they're like,
I'd never,
let me take you out, but not near a school, you know?
I'd never want to. Yeah, I like. Come on, honey, let's move every time. Good on you for finding a loophole.
Right. That's what it feels like when I look at that guy. I'm like, you found the ultimate loophole, you
Ooh.
freak.
I don't know, man. That voice though.
Does she have?
It's creepy.
I don't know what her voice sounds.
It's
you,
creepy.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
yeah, here we could do this.
Does she have like
Hopefully
midget
this
voice?
isn't
Well, she has like a
she's
little kid
vape-
voice. She's smoking.
You'd have to put on your headphones too, unfortunately. Which are
do I
I
have
don't.
them?
No, you don't. 'Cause
Okay,
We never
well,
look up stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll live
I'll,
vicariously.
I'll
But the listeners can hear, right?
Yeah, she sounds like a kid who like sucked helium.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, little people have that voice. Like,
Yes, it
and
does.
a
It sounds a
little
lot.
Squeak.
It
to
sounds a lot like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just weird, you know? It's,
So you would?
I would not. No, I wouldn't be able to get over it, I don't think.
Yeah,
You guys
someone,
have been talking about how you can explain it away there. but
I'd
you
have
guys
to
would?
like know her. I'd have to like have established a friendship with her.
Go ahead, man.
For,
Yeah,
like,
keep going. Go ahead, Dave.
years
Keep
at a
talking
time.
about it.
Here's where Neil
A
tries to
non-
legally implicate
A
Dave.
Dave.
a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
That over time,
Of
when
course.
I'm like, yeah, we're out to like, I don't even
Yeah.
like. What's the?
I'm agreeing.
Okay.
I'm
I
agreeing.
feel
You're
like
not
you-
thinking about how big your dick's
You're-
going to look in her hand. I get it. You want to connect.
You're
and connect
dangling
with
a
her.
carrot in front. Like,
To be fair, I level that accusation against everyone who's like 6'6" and dates some people who are like 5'1" or 5'2". I always go, it's because you want your dick to look gigantic. So she ultimately, I will admit, Neil, that if that's what you're going for in life, that girl's probably the ultimate prize. But No, she's not my type of lady. I like girls that are full ass grown women. So
if guys that date her, are they technically like? Do you feel that they have probably more pedophilic inclinations than others?
I have to know more backstory. I said if
Yeah.
he's been friends with her for a long time, he probably doesn't see that when he looks. But yeah, probably. I don't. Yeah, I mean,
probably. I don't know for sure. I would assume so. Like I would assume that there's something there. But right, if it's like a love that grew out of friendship or something and it's over in spite of what she looks like.
Yeah.
But I think, you meet someone for the first time, attraction has to be present for anything to kind of grow out. And so this guy was attracted to somebody that looks like a 10-year-old girl. So yeah, it makes me wonder. I'll have to consult the nature journals. I think.
Or should
That'll
we?
probably be
Yeah,
what the
should
answer
we,
was.
as men that want to appear moral, just be chomping at the bit that there's one disability out there that we can say, sorry, I can't date you because of your disability, because we feel it about other ones, but we can't just outwardly say it.
That is funny. This is the only disability we will openly talk about. And never
we're
fucking
good
with.
people for discriminating against you for your disability.
I will admit, before we go into the news, I've had sex with someone that has this.
Really?
I have.
Oh wow.
This particular one?
Not this particular thing. She just happened to be technically like a little
Down
person.
syndrome.
Now listen here. We were friends for a long time, Dave. A very long time. Her personality was great. We like the same coloring books. But, she just happened to be stunted at growth with a similar sort of situation. Did not like this in terms of how young and voice and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to say that just to clear the air.
And you're
I
like
actually
6'6".
I had a friend. I had a friend who I didn't know at the time, but had this, and she was just very. She was small and very boyishly built, and I didn't even realize because, there's that like archetypical like body type of women where they just look super super young, and it's not a disability; it's just a collection of qualities. Like my friend's wife is like that. She's very tiny, and she's probably pushing 40 now, but she looks like she could be a teenage girl because of her size and her build and things like that. So I feel like
Wife swap.
But so I feel like it's like on a scale, right? So I'm sure there are plenty of people that are in relationships with people that have what this girl has, but not to the massive extent that she does.
Definitely.
Right. So I mean, like love, I feel like ultimately, love who you want to love and don't let people criticize it as long as you're not breaking the law, Leonardo DiCaprio. I know you're listening. The
only thing I'll say is don't
wish.
you... I know, right? One day. Let's get Leo.
That's the Patreon, me sucking his dick.
It's the only time I'll see you sweat.
We were lucky to get Steve Rinaldi, so we'll work on Leo.
Don't work with Adam McKay again.
Yeah, jeez. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. But I was going to say, I what do you think? There has to be pressure, though, because the whole kind of show is her dating. So the longer she stays single, right?
Yes.
The more interesting it is.
Yes.
She's an adult woman that fucking has adult woman needs.
Yeah.
Right.
But should she find a fucking group of dudes with the same? Because all of a sudden, no one's disgusted. Some people, first of all, that there would be a subgroup of people that would watch that porn.
100%.
But to people that wouldn't even sexualize it, it's fucking adorable to see, I'm guessing.
I mean, it is funny because I've watched a few clips from this show, and that's exactly what I come over like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm like, wait, I'm infantilizing her now. Like, this is a grown woman, and I am treating her as if she's a child doing adult things.
Yeah.
True.
So,
all right, it's news time.
The news. You want to go first, Bo?
Sure. All right.
I'm going to get a Sting and hear some music stuff at one point so we have like the news.
Oh, yeah, that would be
That'd
awesome.
Be fun.
Can we get Sting?
We can get Sting. We get
Okay.
Leo and Sting.
Yeah,
Leo
we gotta
and
wait.
Sting.
We gotta wait. We got Leo coming in. It's hard to arrange, but
Arkansas bill would require transgender students use bathroom according to biological sex. Many have said that creating a third bathroom would be a more viable option that wouldn't prove too costly either, as in Arkansas, all that really entails is digging a third hole in the woods.
You started that by saying Arkansas Bill, and Arkansas Bill sounds like a guy that cares a lot about gendered bathrooms.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton?
Oh yeah, I guess that is Arkansas Bill. Come to think of it. All right. In light of your joke, I got a joke that here. Oklahoma City dumpster was found containing 236 shotguns this week. Yeah, Oklahoma City police are referring to it as a regular American dumpster.
Sounds about right. All right, here's a story I definitely didn't read because having more information wouldn't allow me to just make up facts about it, and therefore would ruin the joke. Double amputee shot and killed by police. Family claims excessive force used. While most people wouldn't feel threatened by someone with one arm and one leg, police said he was clearly unbalanced. Yeah,
Fuck
I almost
you.
clicked. I almost clicked to find out what kind of double amputee he was, and it said, "No, for the sake of the joke, let's just make up what kind of amputee he is."
Why not? I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. And that would have been a heads up, but I stared at that story for a while, and I was like, I just can't think of a good way to
did
do
you
it.
read it then?
I did read that
What kind
story.
of? What?
I-
2 legs, 2 arms?
I think he had 2 legs and no arms.
Oh, you can't fucking shoot that.
Well, I was trying to work on some bit about him Naruto running at the police or something, but like it just I couldn't get there. But yeah, that was a great joke. Okay, let me see the fraternity Omega Psi Phi have revoked membership for 3 officers involved in the Tyree Nichols death. There's no place for violence in Greek life, they were quoted as saying. The only acceptable deaths are from beer funnels in the asshole.
Wait, Omega Sci-Fi and they're not like a fucking nerd fraternity?
I know, right? Psiphi, Omega Psi Phi.
That's a lost opportunity.
I know.
Ugh.
And it's like the opposite of nerds, like cops who are like law jocks.
Seriously. Ugh. Fucking these people waste opportunity. Okay. Chinese corn mill in North Dakota deemed significant threat by U.S. Air Force. The Air Force is worried that if this corn mill is set up, the Chinese will have ears everywhere.
Okay, that is my personal favorite joke of the week. I
That's
love
2
it.
puns in a
That's
row,
a good one.
baby.
That's a good one. Let's see what. Okay, you'll like this one, Dave. The U.S. Appeals Court has ruled that people with domestic violence charges can own guns, scoring a win for Second Amendment activists and a loss for that bitch and her new family.
You were right. You have your finger on the pulse of what gets me. Indiana man falls to death off coastal cliff in Puerto Rico while filming TikTok video. This led to TikTok having to change some of the terms of its service because it isn't lost on them that at one point having followers meant that you had people follow you off that cliff.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I fucked that up.
that's okay. I got it. I liked it. Did you know this week, Dave, Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow?
Oh shit.
Yeah, ensuring that the people of central Pennsylvania will be getting 6 more weeks of fentanyl. It's a problem out there in Punxsutawney.
It's not a problem to me. St. John's cheerleaders refuse to perform at game after school fails to recognize them on Women in Sports Day. Although many feel that they should do the performance not for the school, but for the people in the stands because they... I fucked up the fucking grammatically.
Let's go it again. Give it again from the top.
I didn't write words in here.
Oh.
St. John's cheerleaders refuse to perform at game after school fails to recognize them on Women in Sports Day. Although many feel that they should perform not for the school, but for the people in the stands, because they strongly feel that college cheerleaders would get lots of love performing for OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's... Oof. That's a rough
That was a long
one to
walk.
get through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
and
a long walk on that one.
I had to start over, and
It's okay. It's
and
all
I
right.
had to
It happens.
create words in my head instead of just reading them. I'm not good at that.
That's okay. Believe it or not, I have one like that where I just wrote 3 words and I trusted myself to get there. So we'll try this one.
I'm excited.
Seth Rogen has come out against Marvel movies, saying that they're, quote, for children and not for adults who don't have children. He then went and turned around and decided to plug his new movie about 5 sausages that shoot cum right out of the top of them.
Terrible movie too.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
I
That movie
hated
was
it
awful.
so much.
It was one of the worst comedies I think released in the past 10 years. Terrible.
I mean, And it's one of the only comedies too.
Yeah. Yeah, how did that get movie release and everything else goes straight to Netflix? Fuck it.
We'll have to
Anyway.
gripe about that one
Yes.
episode.
Oh, yeah.
Kellen Winslow Jr. requests 14-year prison sentence be reduced due to physical trauma from football. He said that he had the information that we have now, he would have done all the sexual assault stuff while he was in Cleveland. A city that is clearly willing to look the other way. I wasn't going to use that one for anything
It's all right.
anyway.
I liked it. Kim Petras. We were talking about her a little bit earlier. Kim Petras is the first trans person to win a Grammy, which is good news for her. Bad news, all night people were congratulating Madonna. You saw Madonna has had some unfortunate work done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun one, though.
Thank you.
Here's... I can't... all right, I fucked up the past 3. So,
I believe in you.
I really want this one to go well because I do think it is fun. Woman carried off in body bag found alive at funeral home. She sat there for several minutes panicking and gasping for air, said the coroner, who went on to say, and I remember thinking that this is the worst stripper I've ever had sent to me.
Yeah. I like it.
All right.
You did it.
That's the one I really wanted to land.
It was good. I liked
Okay.
it. I liked it a lot. Which is good because I do need to get serious with you here because Danielle Deadweiler, she's an African American actress. Danielle Deadweiler claims Hollywood is deeply impacted by racism, which is a powerful statement. Bad though because people who like the statement kept congratulating Viola Davis. See, I get you with the 1 2.
You got her good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. All right, here's, if you know the story, this will be funnier. If not, Liam Neeson says little leprechaun Conor McGregor gives Ireland bad name. He does acknowledge that he can't take McGregor in a fight, though, so he's just going to go out and beat up the first Irish bastard he comes across.
I like it. Again, once more, I was having such a shitty writing week. I stared at that story for like 15 minutes and couldn't come up with anything. So another missed head-to-head opportunity. I got to work harder.
It's okay.
Although I did see that a CTE study indicates that 92% of former NFL players have massive brain trauma. Yeah, Tony Romo was quoted as saying, it's an unfortunate part of the game. And Terry Bradshaw was quoted as saying, blah, 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 blah.
I thought you were going in a direction like Tony Romo, but Patrick Mahomes fucking...
No, I'm being nice to Patrick. The Chiefs fans are like the nicest shit talkers I've ever seen. They're very nice. We'll talk about that next week.
No, that was just because Tony Romo sucks his dick every...
Oh, right, yeah.
And Chris Collingsworth. They all... All right. Australia legalizes medical MDMA, psychedelic mushrooms for certain disorders. They said it can be used to help with anxiety, panic attacks, sleep loss, depression, and any other symptoms that comes from having your baby eaten by a dingo.
Yeah. Okay. I'm into it. A train in Ohio has derailed, releasing plumes of toxic gas that experts worry will only marginally increase the air quality in Ohio.
If we have any Ohio listeners, thank you, but your state's a fucking hole.
Yeah, if we have any Ohio listeners, get out. Yeah. You can get out.
Ron DeSantis moves to strip Florida venue's liquor license for Christmas drag show. Unfortunately for him, this may draw a larger crowd of men who once refused to go due to fear of couple of beers and I might thoughts.
I think that's the whole platform of the GOP right now. Let's see. Crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried had his bail conditions rejected by a judge today. Apparently, even in America, you can't pay your bail with a $300,000 NFT of a monkey.
Oh God, I don't get it at all.
This is crypto humor.
Yeah,
for our plugged-in crypto boys, you know.
Yeah, I understand the humor portion, just the whole,
just the foundational underpinning of crypto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Army Hammer reveals childhood sexual abuse and suicide attempt as he speaks out on rape allegation. He said what really prevented him from taking his own life was the support of his loved ones and also the fact that he thought he tasted like shit. It's right,
Yeah.
the rare auto-cannibalism joke,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and you know what? We didn't even take cannibal rapists into
That's
our
true,
rape ranking, but it would be low. It would be a low circle if you
I
were
have
wondering.
thought it would only get me in trouble.
We got to talk about the balloon. We got to talk about the balloon because this is why I had trouble writing everything. Because this fucking balloon, it was the entire news cycle all week. I realize though I sympathize with the Chinese spy balloon because I once had a Chinese balloon ruin my week. It was filled with nitrous. I was at a party and Jenna Friel shot me down.
Ooh.
Dark day for us all.
I mean, all right, I'll move up to my. Actually, that's the next one. It's not a head-to-head because it's a different balloon-based story. Republicans demand Joe Biden, Kamala Harris resign after Chinese spy balloon spectacle. Although, had they really been serious about these demands, they would have at least found a way to write "Happy Retirement" on the balloon.
Yeah, I like it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Hey, I like to try to keep our listeners informed. So just kind of follow up on a story that I mentioned previously. The Dallas monkey thief, he's been caught.
Woo.
He was a 24-year-old who was keeping the monkeys in his closet, and he was caught returning to the zoo to strike again. And I honestly sympathize with him too. Because, like, you ever go all out for someone and find out that they're bad in bed? Imagine having to go back and kidnap more monkeys because your monkeys just lay there, you know?
This is one that I had because he also. They said the guy that released the monkeys might have also been responsible for releasing a jaguar.
Yes.
And I it didn't make the cut, but I was like, yeah, police are hesitant on how to apprehend this man because he clearly doesn't believe in a fair fight.
I like it. We were so close to so many head-to-heads this week.
I know. Let's see. Ooh, a Black History Month themed police car in Miami draws criticism. Although instead of drawing criticism, people should marvel at how they took the self-driving car technology and improved it to create the first car that can pull itself over.
Stupid. Oh, man. Okay.
That's my woke joke to counteract a joke I have coming up.
Oh, okay. I had a bunch of awful riffs that I'm self-censoring on there. Harry Whittington, the man Dick Cheney shot in the face 15 years ago, has died.
Oh, man.
Dick Cheney is expected to attend the funeral so he can make Whittington to apologize to him one last time.
I thought you were going to do that meme that Joel Embiid did when Ben Simmons got traded.
Which one was that?
Showing up to my biggest hater's funeral just to make sure that word I can't say is dead.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'm sure Dick Cheney is calling a lot of people that.
All right, here's one that's kind of circular and might be confusing to me and anybody who hears it, but let's try. The Nets trade Kyrie Irving to the Mavericks, reports say. And while the fans in Texas are excited to have him, they really hope he takes responsibility for some of the things he said in the past, which includes walking back that thing about the Jews.
Yeah, I get it. Walking
Little
back the thing
yeah.
about walking back the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Colorado State apologizes for their crowd chanting Russia at a visiting Ukrainian player. Yeah, they did that. Appreciating top-tier shit talk, however, the city of Philadelphia has invited Colorado State to the Eagles' future Super Bowl parade.
Fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
you know, just some silly sports stuff.
All right, here's my last one, which I can't put on anything, bro. AMC theaters will soon charge according to where you sit. This is already drawing a fair amount of criticism, with many people unhappy that this doesn't come with the option of finding out what ethnicity the people you're sitting near are.
Yeah, that one is going to do numbers and comments on TikTok. I hope you're happy. All right, right. I actually have two more. I miscounted, so
Oh.
I'll do them real quick. Bang, bang.
Go
I don't know
nuts.
how many of them are good. Either of them. A 9-year-old boy in Pennsylvania becomes one of the youngest ever high school graduates. The boy says that he's not looking forward to the future, as he's the odds-on favorite to one day win world's oldest virgin. And then, yeah, that's right. Smart kid. It's not cool to be smart, kids.
Big Bang Theory, you have failed.
And then finally, the California marijuana distributor, known as the Apple Store of Weed, is nearing bankruptcy, forcing owners to examine more cost-efficient methods, like selling their goods out of a 1992 Honda Civic.
How do you know what I drive?
Because you never pick your calls up when I'm in need.
That's true. All right. Well,
That
that's
was
it
the
for
news.
The news. What do you got coming up this weekend?
This weekend I'm going to say nothing. I think this is my one weekend off this month. But now that I say that, I suspect I have a show. No, I don't. My friend's 40th birthday, followed by the Super Bowl. I purposely left I left this weekend open.
Yeah,
What about you?
Oh, let's see. On Friday, I'm on a show run by this dude over here.
Hell yeah.
Let me bring up the picture because I forget where it is. Neil,
Neil, what's the name of the show?
Yeah,
Neil.
you can check out the biggest little comedy show this Friday at Myers Brewing Company right on Girard in Philadelphia. Showtime is at 9. The doors are open at 8:30, and Dave is going to be on the show, and we're excited to have him.
Yeah,
I'm excited too.
I was asked to be on as a guest spot, but I have noticed that my name is as prominent as every other name on the flyer, so I will be doing more than the time I am allotted.
Doing time commensurate with your position and size of your picture on the flyer.
That's true.
I like that.
You really fucked up this time, and I'm going to make you pay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it for this. Cause
You got to watch the Super Bowl too.
I'm hoping that by late Sunday I'll be throwing Molotov cocktails at cop cars.
Yeah, if we're not available for the Valentine's Day episode, it's because we'll still be in the drunk tank.
Hell yeah! But we do have a Valentine's Day episode. We have a
do.
guest for the Valentine's Day episode, Dana Saratoncic,
The amazingly funny comedian.
yeah,
Yep.
who's got great dating stories. That's going to be great for this episode. I don't have fucking anything. So I'm
Yeah,
just-
I mean, because we, you are single. I'm in a happy relationship. We needed more love stinks, more like craziness, and trust me. For those of you that don't know Dana, I know some of our listeners are familiar with her. She is not only hilarious, she has had a dating life. So you're gonna want to tune in next week.
yeah,
check
there's
it
one
out.
story I want to
Don't
jump
spoil. Yeah,
right
no-
into.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even before we even say your name, maybe.
We'll introduce her with it.
But yeah, hope to see you there for that.
Yeah. And I hope you have a good week, Dave, because
Oh,
this is the last week we're ever going to spend where the Eagles only have one Super Bowl ring.
Fuck, don't jinx it.
You can
Christ.
come at me. You can come at me if we lose.
I don't make statement. I have a terrible gambling streak, so I will not say with certainty anything that will happen.
Okay.
Just I will root for my team,
All right.
and I hope the outcome proves favorable in that.
You are nicer to the football odds than you are to literally any other identity of person in the entire world. And I love that about you.
This ain't no week 3 shit. No, all right.
All right. Go Birds.
Yeah,
Thank you
go
all for
Birds.
listening.
Good night.
Good night. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
This has been a Drop Tent Media Production.